There are rules to wealth that no one will teach you in school. Rules whispered in private rooms. Rules that separate the seen from the unseen. The loud from the silent. The poor from the inevitable. This is not about hard work. This is about something else entirely. You are watching this because you sense it. The game is rigged, but not against you. It is rigged for those who know the wiring. And right now, as you sit here, hundreds of men just like you are choosing to scroll past this truth because it makes them uncomfortable. They will stay comfortable. They will stay broke. But you stopped. You are still here. That means something. But listening is not enough. If you do not subscribe to this channel right now, you are telling yourself you do not deserve the advantage. You are choosing to remain in the audience instead of joining the initiated. Subscribe. Not later. Now. Because later is the language of the man who wonders why wealth always visits someone else. Let me tell you what Machiavelli understood that your teachers never did. He watched Florence burn with revolution. He saw merchant families rise from nothing to control nations. Not through virtue. Not through fairness. Through understanding a single law that governs all transfer of power and wealth. The law is this. The world does not reward the good. It rewards the inevitable. And money, real money, the kind that feels like cheating, flows only to those who make themselves inevitable. You have been lied to about how wealth is built. They told you to work hard, to be honest, to wait your turn. Meanwhile, men half as talented as you are retiring at 30. You wonder what they know. You wonder if they cheated. They did not cheat. They just refused to play the game you were taught. There is a difference between the rules they told you and the rules that actually govern the transfer of wealth in this world. The gap between those two sets of rules? That is where fortunes are made. Comment below right now. Write the word inevitable if you are ready to stop playing by the wrong rules. Machiavelli wrote The Prince in 1513. A book so dangerous, so honest about power, that the Pope banned it. The church called it evil. Why? Because it told the truth. It said that morality and power are not the same game. That the appearance of virtue matters more than virtue itself. That the world is won by those who understand human nature as it is, not as we wish it to be. Now apply that lens to money. Everything changes. Lesson 1. Wealth follows perception, not value. You think you get paid for the value you create. You do not. You get paid for the perception of value you create. There is a man right now selling a course on dropshipping. He has never run a successful dropshipping business. But he has made $4 million selling the idea that he has. Another man spends 15 years mastering a craft. He is worth $50 an hour. Who understood the game? The market does not pay you what you are worth. It pays you what it believes you are worth. Machiavelli knew this. He wrote that it is better to appear merciful, faithful, and honest than to actually be those things. Because people judge by what they see, not what is true. The same applies to your income. If you position yourself as expensive, exclusive, and elite, the world will pay you that rate. If you position yourself as affordable, humble, and accessible, you will be treated as cheap. This is not fair. This is physics. The man who controls perception controls price. Every brand you admire understood this. They do not sell products. They sell the feeling of being the kind of person who owns that product. You are not buying the watch. You are buying the identity. The margin is not in the thing. It is in the story. Stop selling your time. Start selling a transformation. Stop explaining your process. Start demonstrating status. The moment you make someone feel that working with you is a privilege, money stops being hard. Does this make you uncomfortable? Good. Comment the word perception if you have ever undercharged because you were afraid of looking arrogant. Lesson 2. Move in silence. Win in public. Machiavelli said a wise ruler never reveals his full strength. The same applies to the builder of wealth. Every man who talks about his plans before they pay him is bleeding power into the air. Your family does not need to know your strategy. Your friends do not need to know your next move. Noise is a tax on potential. Silence is compound interest. The group chat where you announce your goals is the graveyard of those goals. Because every time you speak a plan out loud, your brain releases the same dopamine as if you had accomplished it. You rob yourself of the tension that drives execution. There is a reason the most dangerous players in any market are quiet until they have already won. They do not announce. They do not debate. They build in private and reveal only results. You want to know why you keep starting and stopping? Because you keep telling people what you are going to do. And their doubt, their questions, their lukewarm support, it all seeps into your conviction. You think you are sharing. You are actually asking permission. And the unconscious need for approval kills more fortunes than failure ever could. Let them see the car, not the spreadsheet. Let them see the outcome, not the 4 a.m. strategy sessions. Machiavelli understood that mystique is power. The less people know about how you win, the more they believe you are untouchable. And belief, once again, controls the flow of money. Comment right now if you have ever told someone your plan and then felt less motivated to do it. Write the word silence. Lesson 3. Study the game, not the gurus. You are surrounded by people selling you the map. Meanwhile, the real players are buying the territory. Machiavelli did not learn strategy from books. He learned it from watching power move in real time. He was in the room. He saw betrayal. He saw loyalty weaponized. He saw incompetence dressed as authority. And he wrote down the patterns. You need to do the same. Not with princes. With profit. Stop buying another course from someone whose only business is selling courses. Start watching the ones who are actually winning in the arena you want to enter. Track their moves. Study their positioning. Observe who they hire, who they collaborate with, what they say no to. The information you need is already free. It is hidden in public. In their pricing. In their offer structure. In how they onboard clients. In the language they use in sales conversations. The average man listens to what the guru says. The Machiavellian watches what the winner does. There is a massive difference. One is performance. One is pattern. You want the pattern. Because patterns repeat. And once you see the pattern, you can install it into your own world and it will generate the same result. This is not theft. This is intelligence. Machiavelli said the wise man walks the paths made by great men and imitates their actions. Even if he cannot match them entirely, at least he moves in their direction. Stop trying to innovate from zero. Find someone 10 steps ahead of you doing exactly what you want to do and model the structure of their success. Then add your voice, your edge, your difference. But structure first. Ego second. If you have ever spent more time watching motivational videos than studying actual businesses, comment pattern below. Be honest. Lesson 4. Destroy the need for approval. This is the silent assassin of almost every financial breakthrough. You want to be liked. You want to be seen as reasonable, as fair, as a good guy. So you lower your price when someone hesitates. You over-deliver to prove your worth. You feel guilty for charging premium. And that guilt is costing you generational wealth. Machiavelli said it plainly. It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. Translate that into business. It is better to be respected than liked. Respect comes from boundaries. From saying no. From walking away when the deal does not serve you. Likability comes from agreeability. And agreeability is poison to profit. The man who needs you to like him will always be out-earned by the man who needs you to respect him. Because respect implies value. Likability implies accommodation. The market does not pay for accommodation. It pays for results. For certainty. For the feeling that you are the only choice. And you cannot be the only choice if you are bending to every objection. When you hold your price, you signal confidence. When you drop it, you signal desperation. The client feels that. And it changes everything. This does not mean be cruel. It means be unmovable in your value. Machiavelli understood that perception of strength attracts loyalty. Perception of weakness invites exploitation. Your pricing is a message. Your boundaries are a brand. The moment you stop needing the yes, you start getting it more often. And it comes with fewer negotiations and higher margins. Subscribe to this channel if you are done people-pleasing your way into poverty. Do it now. Lesson 5. Leverage is the only ethical shortcut. You have been told that shortcuts are for cheaters. That is a lie designed to keep you slow. Leverage is a shortcut. And it is the only reason anyone has ever made so much money it feels unfair. Machiavelli never fought his own wars. He positioned the battlefield so others fought for him. You must do the same. Stop trading hours for dollars. Start trading systems for multiples. Other people's time. Other people's audiences. Other people's money. Other people's infrastructure. The game is not about working harder. It is about finding the point where 1 hour of your effort creates 10 hours of result. That is leverage. And there are 4 kinds. Labor, capital, code, media. Labor leverage is hiring people. Capital leverage is using money to make money. Code leverage is software that works while you sleep. Media leverage is content that brings customers without you chasing. The wealthy use all 4. You are probably using 0. And that is why it still feels hard. Machiavelli wrote that the lion cannot protect himself from traps, and the fox cannot defend himself from wolves. Therefore, one must be a fox to recognize traps and a lion to frighten wolves. In business, the trap is trading time for money. The wolf is competition. You escape the trap with leverage. You scare the wolf with scale. If you are still doing everything yourself, you are not building a business. You are building a prison with a title. Find someone who has what you need. Offer them what they want. Structure the relationship so both sides win, but you win disproportionately. That is not exploitation. That is strategy. Comment the word leverage if you are ready to stop grinding and start multiplying. Lesson 6. Operate in markets where you control supply. Machiavelli observed that the prince who depends on fortune is ruined when fortune changes. The same applies to income. If you are competing in a marketplace where you are replaceable, you are at the mercy of the market. Your income will always be capped. Your leverage will always be weak. But if you position yourself in a place where supply is scarce and you are one of the few who can deliver, the market bends toward you. This is not about being the best in the world. It is about being the only option in your corner of it. Niche down until you are unavoidable. The riches are not in serving everyone. They are in serving a specific someone so well that they cannot imagine going anywhere else. Machiavelli did not write advice for all leaders. He wrote for one prince. That specificity made it timeless. Your offer should do the same. Speak to one person. Solve one problem. Own one transformation. When you try to be everything, you become nothing. When you become known for one thing, you become expensive. And scarcity drives price. Always. If there are 1,000 people who do what you do, lower your price or change what you do. If there are 10, raise your price and improve your positioning. If there is only you, name your terms. The goal is not to compete. It is to make competition irrelevant. You do that by going so narrow, so specific, so deep into a niche that by the time someone realizes you exist, they also realize you are the only real choice. Comment below what niche you dominate or want to dominate. Write it out. Clarity is the first kill. Lesson 7. Build once, sell forever. Machiavelli understood the value of systems that outlive the individual. A law, a structure, a reputation. These things work while you sleep. In the context of money, this means you must build assets, not income. Income is what you earn from effort. Assets are what earn without you. The man who trades time for money will always be tired. The man who builds a product, a system, a brand, a piece of media, he gets paid long after the work is done. This is the difference between linear and exponential. You want exponential. That means creating something once that can be sold infinitely. A course, a book, a software tool, a template, a process, a membership, a brand. The internet has made this easier than any moment in human history. You can record your knowledge one time and sell it 10,000 times. You can write a script once and it can run ads forever. You can build a system once and license it to 100 people. The only limit is your willingness to shift from service to product, from custom to repeatable. Most people are afraid of this because it requires thinking like a builder, not a worker. Workers get paid when they show up. Builders get paid when the thing they built shows up. Machiavelli said that the wise ruler prepares for war in peacetime. In business, that means you build your assets when you still have income. You do not wait until you are desperate. You build the thing that will free you while you are still fed by the thing that traps you. Then you transition. If you are still only making money when you are actively working, comment the word asset and commit to building one this quarter. Lesson 8. Master the art of strategic relationships. Machiavelli said that a prince must always seek the counsel of wise men, but only when he wants it, not when they want to give it. Translation: your network is either a force multiplier or a leak. Most people collect contacts. The Machiavellian collects leverage. Every relationship should move you closer to a goal. This is not manipulation. This is respect for your time and theirs. If you are spending hours with people who have nothing you need and need nothing you have, you are not networking. You are wasting daylight. You need 3 kinds of people in your corner. Those above you who can open doors. Those beside you who can collaborate and multiply effort. And those below you who can execute your vision while you focus on strategy. Everyone else is optional. This sounds cold. It is clarity. You do not have time to be everyone's friend. You have a narrow window to build wealth. And the people you surround yourself with will either expand that window or close it. Machiavelli watched princes fall because they trusted the wrong advisors. You will stay broke if you take advice from broke people. You will stay stuck if you celebrate with people who are comfortable being stuck. Audit your circle. Who is pulling you up? Who is keeping you entertained but not advancing? Who do you spend the most time with? And is that time creating momentum or killing it? Then act accordingly. This does not mean be cruel. It means be intentional. Machiavelli also said that men are driven by 2 main motives, fear and love. In relationships, you want respect and mutual benefit. If neither exists, the relationship is decorative. Comment the name of one person who has actually leveled you up in the last 6 months. If you cannot name one, that is your answer. Lesson 9. Control the narrative or it will control you. Machiavelli knew that history is written by those who survive to tell it. In the age of media, your story is your strategy. If you do not define yourself, the market will. And it will define you as whatever is easiest to ignore. You must become the narrator of your own rise. Not through arrogance. Through documentation. The people making the most money right now are not the most talented. They are the most visible. They show up. They speak. They post. They put their name on their work. And over time, repetition becomes reputation. You do not need millions of followers. You need the right people to know you exist and to believe you are the answer to a problem they are willing to pay to solve. That belief is built through consistent presence and clear messaging. Every post is a seed. Every video is a brick. Every email is a thread in the larger story that you are building. The man who hides his work because he fears judgment will be outpaced by the man who shares his work because he controls the conversation. Machiavelli also warned against being hated. In modern terms, do not be polarizing for the sake of it. Be clear. Be strong. Be unavoidable. But do not create enemies unless it serves a strategy. The goal is not attention. It is authority. And authority is built when people see you as the source, not the echo. Stop retweeting other people's wisdom and start sharing your own. Even if it is rough. Even if it is early. The market rewards original voices, even imperfect ones, far more than it rewards polished imitators. If you have been hiding your expertise because you think you are not ready, comment the word narrator. That is your permission slip. Lesson 10. Deploy aggression with precision. Machiavelli said that injuries should be done all at once, so they are felt less. Benefits should be given little by little, so they are appreciated more. This is a truth about intensity and timing. Most men are too passive when they should strike and too aggressive when they should wait. You need to know when to move fast and when to stay still. In business, there are moments where hesitation costs you everything. A deal, a partnership, a launch, a hire. When you see the opening, you move with total commitment. No half steps. No testing the water. You go. But you do not stay in that mode. Aggression is expensive. It burns energy, attention, and goodwill. So you deploy it in bursts. You strike. You secure. You retreat into building mode. Then you strike again. This rhythm, this ability to oscillate between patience and intensity, is what separates the successful from the exhausted. Most entrepreneurs are always on, always pushing, always grinding, and they burn out before they break through. The Machiavellian knows when to push and when to compound in silence. You also need to be ruthless with distractions. If it does not move the number, it does not get your energy. If it is not connected to revenue, reputation, or relationships that matter, it is noise. Cut it. Machiavelli did not waste words. Every line in The Prince serves the thesis. Every hour of your day should serve your goal. The man who tries to do everything accomplishes nothing. The man who does one thing with violence of focus becomes unavoidable. Comment below the one thing you are going to focus on with aggression this month. One thing, not three. 1. Lesson 11. Never reveal your full hand. Machiavelli taught that appearing predictable makes you weak. The same applies to negotiations, pricing, and positioning. The moment someone knows exactly what you will do, they can plan around you. You lose leverage, so you keep an edge hidden. You do not show your lowest price in the first conversation. You do not reveal every service you offer up front. You do not explain every piece of your process. You give enough to create trust, but you keep enough to create mystery. Mystery is magnetic. It creates questions, and questions create pursuit. The brand that says everything on the homepage gets skimmed. The brand that teases, that withholds, that makes you click one more time to understand, that brand gets remembered. This applies to you personally as well. Do not be an open book. Be a story someone has to invest in to understand. The more they invest in attention, time, and thought, the more they value the relationship. Machiavelli understood that people value what they work for, not what is given freely. This is why scarcity works. Why urgency works. Why exclusivity works. It is not tricks. It is human wiring. When something is available anytime, it becomes background noise. When it is available now or not at all, it becomes a decision. And decisions create action. You want action, so you build intention. You do not chase. You create situations where the other person feels they might lose access to you. Then they move. If you have ever given someone every detail up front and then watched them ghost you, comment mystery. You just learned why. Lesson 12. Become undeniable through mastery, not volume. Machiavelli praised leaders who were both cunning and competent. Cunning without competence is fraud. Competence without cunning is invisibility. You need both. But competence comes first. You must be able to deliver, not just once, repeatedly, at a level that makes people talk. Because word of mouth is the only marketing that scales without cost. And word of mouth only happens when the result is undeniable. Average does not get referenced. Average gets forgotten. You need to be so good that refusing you feels stupid. This does not mean perfection. It means obsession with the outcome, with making sure that every person who pays you gets more value than they expected. Not because you are generous, because you are strategic. A satisfied customer is a passive asset. A transformed customer is an active evangelist. They sell for you. They close for you. They become your distribution. Machiavelli understood that reputation is built on results, not promises. Every action you take either adds to your credibility or erodes it. There is no neutral. So you become someone who finishes, who delivers, who does not make excuses. The market is full of talkers. Be the one who executes. And when you do not be humble about it. Document it. Share the proof. Let the work speak, but make sure it speaks loudly. Testimonials. Case studies. Before and after. Numbers. Names. Proof is the language of trust. And trust is the currency of high-ticket sales. Subscribe to this channel if you are committed to becoming undeniable in your field. Not someday. Now. Lesson 13. Anticipate chaos and profit from it. Machiavelli lived through war, plague, political betrayal, and exile. He knew that chaos is not the exception. It is the default. Stability is the illusion. The leader who waits for perfect conditions never moves. The builder who needs certainty never builds. You must train yourself to see chaos as opportunity. Every market collapse. Every platform change. Every cultural shift. These are not threats. They are redistributions of power. And the people who move early, while others panic, are the ones who come out with more territory. Look at every recession. Every crisis. Fortunes were made. Not by the majority. By the few who had the courage and the capital to move while others froze. You do not need to predict the future. You need to be flexible enough to respond when it shifts. That means you do not put all your income in one channel. You do not depend on one client. You do not build your entire identity around one platform. You diversify your bets. Not out of fear. Out of intelligence. Machiavelli said that fortune is the arbiter of half our actions, but she leaves the other half to us. You cannot control the market, but you can control your positioning within it. You can control your skill set, your relationships, your reputation, your savings, your ability to adapt. When the ground shifts, the rigid break, the flexible bend and rebuild faster. You want to be flexible, not in your vision, in your methods. Comment below one way you are protecting yourself from chaos, or one way you plan to. Lesson 14. Extract lessons from loss faster than others. You are going to lose. A deal will fall through. A launch will flop. A partner will betray you. A strategy will fail. Machiavelli lost everything. His position, his reputation, his freedom. But he used that loss to write the most influential book on power ever created. Loss is only permanent if you do not convert it into wisdom. The man who loses and learns is more dangerous than the man who wins and coasts. Because the man who learns owns the pattern. And patterns repeat. Every failure has a lesson hiding inside it. Your job is to extract it faster than your competition. What did you assume that was wrong? What did you ignore that mattered? Who did you trust that you should not have? What skill were you missing? Most people lose and then avoid the pain by blaming externals. The market, the economy, the client, the algorithm. That is how you stay weak. The Machiavellian asks one question after every loss. What was in my control that I did not control? Then he fixes that. You do not need to win every time. You need to lose less expensively and learn faster. Speed of iteration beats size of budget. The person who can test, fail, adjust, and test again in 3 days will outpace the person who plans for 3 months. Machiavelli studied history not to repeat it, but to avoid the mistakes of those who came before. You should treat your own failures the same way. They are data. Expensive data. Do not waste it by pretending it did not happen. If you have ever lost money or time on something that did not work, comment lesson and share what you learned. Help someone else skip that pain. Lesson 15. Operate as if you are already wealthy. This is the most dangerous lesson. And the most powerful. Machiavelli said that men judge by appearances. If you appear weak, you will be treated as weak. If you appear powerful, you will be given power. The same applies to wealth. If you show up looking, sounding, and acting like someone who is still trying to make it, you will be offered scraps. If you show up as someone who has already made it, you will be offered deals. This is not about faking. It is about embodying the identity before the bank account reflects it. Confidence is not arrogance. It is certainty. And certainty is something you can choose right now. You do not wait until you have the money to believe you deserve it. You believe you deserve it, and that belief changes how you negotiate, how you price, how you carry yourself. The wealthy do not beg. They do not apologize for their rates. They do not over-explain. They state terms and wait. You need to do the same, even if you are earlier in the journey than you want to be. This also means you spend like someone who values himself. Not recklessly, strategically. You invest in the tools that make you faster, the environments that make you sharper, the appearance that makes you credible, a good website, a clean workspace, clothes that fit well. These are not vanity. They are signals. And signals control perception. And perception controls price. Machiavelli understood that the duke who looks like a duke is treated like one, even if his treasury is empty. You are not pretending to be rich. You are practicing the identity you are building toward. And the market will meet you there faster than you think. Comment the word wealthy if you are ready to stop apologizing for charging what you are worth. Here is what most men will never accept. The system is not broken. It is simply not explained. There are rules under the rules. Patterns under the noise. And the people who win are not lucky. They are literate. They learned to read the game while others were still complaining about fairness. Machiavelli was not cynical. He was honest. He looked at the world as it actually operates and he wrote it down. No moral coating. No comforting lies. Just mechanics. You now know those mechanics. You know that perception beats value. That silence beats noise. That leverage beats labor. That positioning beats competition. That relationships are strategic. That narrative is currency. That aggression must be timed. That mystery creates pull. That mastery creates word of mouth. That chaos is opportunity. That loss is data. And that identity shapes income. But knowing is not enough. Machiavelli also said that the gulf between how one lives and how one should live is so wide that a man who neglects what is done for what should be done learns his destruction rather than his preservation. Translation: idealism kills. Action saves. You can believe in fairness all you want. The rent is still due. You can wish the game was different. The scoreboard does not care. So you have two choices. Reject what you have just heard because it makes you uncomfortable and go back to hoping things change. Or you accept it. You internalize it. You begin moving differently starting tomorrow. You audit your prices, your relationships, your positioning, your daily actions, and you start operating like someone who understands that wealth is not a reward for virtue. It is a result of strategy. The men who make so much money it feels like cheating are not cheating. They simply refuse to play by the rules that keep most people poor. They saw the game clearly. They acted without hesitation. And they built systems that worked while others were still waiting for permission. You do not need permission. You need clarity. You need positioning. You need leverage. And you need to move before the doubt catches up. Machiavelli spent his final years in exile, broke and forgotten by the very people he once advised. But his words outlived them all, because he wrote the truth. And the truth does not age. This video is not entertainment. It is a transfer. If you felt something shift while you were listening, that shift was recognition. You already knew this. You have always known it. You were just waiting for someone to say it out loud. Consider it said. Now the question is whether you will act on it or let it become another piece of content you consumed and forgot. Comment below the one action you are taking in the next 24 hours because of what you heard here. Do not be vague. Be specific. That comment is not for me. It is for you. It is the line between intention and execution. And if you have not subscribed yet, do it now. Not because I need you to. Because you need the reminder. You need this voice in your feed when the doubt creeps back in. When you are about to lower your price. When you are about to explain yourself to someone who will never pay you. When you are about to work for free because you feel guilty. Subscribe so that the next time that moment comes, you remember who you decided to become. The princes Machiavelli wrote for are long dead. But the principles remain. Power still moves the same way. Wealth still flows the same channels. And the men who study the game will always outpace the men who simply play it. You are no longer simply playing. You are studying. Keep going. The world does not reward the hopeful. It rewards the inevitable. Make yourself inevitable.